How y'all doing today? Sun ain't shining none. Kind of gray and overcast. The old Papa John here gonna tell you a little story, Make a little pizza. We made a little pizza today. Pizzazz. Y'all know I done called it a pizzazz. They start calling it pizza, trying to shorten it up, you know what I mean? But we said pizzazz, you know what I mean? Throw a pie in the oven with that pizzazz, you know what I mean? Yeah. So when this here weather, it don't make me think about the one time that me and the Pygmy, and we went up and they said, I want you to meet my cousins. And little, he down here always. And I saw I talk to him. And not talk down to him, I talk to him. I'm down here, folks. I see I'm talking to him right now. But I gotta get back up. You can't even tell when they on the show. Sometimes they on the show be handing me shit, a little spoon come popping up out of here. That's the Pygmy people, they're fine people. Well, anyways, so we was gonna go on this trip, and they said, we want you to meet us, our families. And I'm like, oh, your family? And I'm like, oh, where are we going? We're going over to the desert, maybe, or over Madagascar, or something like that, some other place around Africa, right? And then he said, no, we going to the North Pole. He said, I said, no, what? He said, no, it's up near the North Pole. I done looked down at little Pygmy. He said, yeah, we got friends. They live up there on the place called the Greenland and up on the Canada. And I said, the Canada? That's right near the USA. I said, and they said, yeah, we thought we stopped by your house on the way back. But anyways, so we caught ourselves, we got military clearance, so we catch ourselves a plane anywhere, right? And, and then we was all up on the plane, and dude said, hey, man, I ain't landing because it's too rough. And we was all like, and the little Pygmies were like bouncing around. But they had fun. They bounce off the walls and then come down and spin. And I was just hanging on in my seat like this. But I was really cool, right? Like this. Couldn't tell I was a little mortified because the plane was going all over the place like that, right? And like little Pygmies, when you ever done take something and done shook it, and it had like beans in it, and the beans is popping all over the place. So that little toy that the kids push around, and it goes, pow! And it's got that little bubble on the top. It goes click, 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 pow, and pow, and little balls be shooting around. That's how the little Pygmy people was in there. Cause I done put them in the big old things, in the rubber suits, so they would bounce, right? You know what I mean? Because they didn't have no little itty bitty seats for the Pygmies on the plane. So what we did, we put the rubber thing on them, and then we strapped them in. So they were like this. They looked like a little boy out in the snow, up in there. You know what I mean? When they got the little clothes and they walk like this. You know what I mean? That's what little Pygmy people. So we get them all strapped up in the chair. Now they don't think it's so funny to unbuckle themselves. And then they start bouncing around. And I'm like hanging on like this. And the little Pygmy people, even if they bounce on their head, they got so much fro. The Pygmy people got like super fro or something, man. They be like, pow! And like, I watch them, it's like, they bounce sort of normal when they hit the sides because of the suit and all. But when they hit the head, it's like a Super Bowl. They were like, pow! And when two of them hit together, they were like, ding, 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 ding. And that was kind of pearly, right? Because they were just giggling and laughing. Because they like to do that themselves, right? They're the Pygmy people. This is just so fun. So we was going up there, right? And he said, the pilot done said, I ain't landing, so go ahead and jump. So it was like 4 Pygmies to a parachute, right? And they just hung on, right? But they all, and they was all jumping off, right? Like little good soldiers, right, man? I swear. They's the finest people. So anyways, they jumping off, and I like look down, I'm like, oh Lord. Cause I gotta jump off an airplane again. I was a paratrooper, you know what I mean? I'm a Nazi killer. I'm a soldier. So I done jumped off the airplane, right? Then what it goes through your head when you jump out of an airplane is that you are stupid. That's all that goes through your head. Now, fighting your legs, who's telling you you were stupid, your eyes is telling you you stupid, the possibility that you be screaming. I put my boiling water up in the oven, so I'll just make a proof box for this here pizza when I'm done. You know what I'm doing down here. I'm making it going around in the square. You know how I do it. I go down. So y'all want to see it again? So we do go in a little corner, a little square like that. Right? So anyways, we floating around in the air and coming down, you know, and yeah, but so really, when you jump in the airplane, your whole body says, you're stupid. Because it's just not supposed to happen. There's something in the old brain that says, this is not okay. I mean, you can get on a motorcycle and go at like 200 miles an hour, and I think it's just because you slowly go, you don't just go 200 miles an hour. That's what happened when you jump out of an airplane. It's sort of like, you'll be like, why would I jump off this building? It's very tall, and that's a long way down. Now, that's what you'll be thinking when you see it be jumping out of an airplane. Now, when you jump out of the airplane, and it's so cold, and the wind is blowing, and the snow is everywhere, and the little pygmies are spinning around and around and around because the wind got them, and they still laughing and having a good time. And then finally, we all go, right? And there's little holes in the snow with the little black hair coming, sticking out. And I was like, look at those big people. And I was stuck up to about my leg, right? But they was all stuck up to about here, right? And then they all start moving. So you see this little black fuzzy thing start moving through the snow, right? Like making a little tone. And then they go and they meet up and they're like two little fuzzy things going on, right? And then they move them and then they all line up and right? They were some fine soldiers. They just like to line up like that for me sometimes. Because they knew I was kind of like the special. I was the agent of the. I just can't say no more. I was a secret agent, man. That's what Papa John does. Just a little bit of that. I don't want to talk no more. Don't want to talk no more. Now, what we was doing there, I can't tell you what we was really doing there. But we done met. We were there to meet them, right? You know, and they all done gathered around. And then they got the snowshoes on, and these snowshoes were nothing but like the little tops of like peanut butter cups, and they done tie them to the sheet, and they done run around, and they could they could jump and they could spin on these little things, you know. So all of a sudden, all the pygmies is as tall as I is, because I gotta get my snowshoes on too. So I get my snowshoes on too, and we walking along, and we said, she said, "What?" Which means the people coming right up there. And we come up and we walking along, and there's all these little snowmen, and they's all lined up in long, pretty rows, and all the little pygmy people start getting all excited. They start dancing around, and they're walking up this rows, and I'm like, this is such a nice thing to see. All these little snowmen, and they was here for us, and then doing the little bastards blinked. And I said, what? And then all of them done erupted and the snow flew off them. And it was their little pygmy cousins, and they was all hugging and loving on each other. And yeah. And so we was out there in the great white north, and their little pygmy cousins, they's all albino, okay? So the thing is, you can't never see them if they shut their eyes, all right? They up there in the white, right? And they all white. I mean, their hair is white, their eyes is white, and the whites of their eyes is white, and then the pink. And so all they got to do is like this. I'm in the snow, and I'm looking right at you with glowing red eyes, and they be gone. Disappear. I mean, they had the best camouflage I've done ever seen. I mean, you see a rabbit, when a rabbit go by, and he'll look at you. Man, the pygmy shut his eyes. When that my little pygmies up there in the great white north, shut his eyes and walk by you, you ain't gonna see nothing. You just see some like little footprints like Mr. Invisible out there in the snow. I'm telling you, man. And I'm like, I see why the government done send me up here. So, now what I got down here is I've been having a little bit of issue with getting proper kind of rise out of my dough. So I figured I'd add some more, because I add a lot of rye flour to that. And it's a sourdough, been working like 2-3 weeks. I keep making something out of it, right? And then, you know, I figured, I done put a lot of things in there. I done put brown sugar up in there. And I done put like salt and pepper up in there. And I put some flax seeds up in there. And, you know, put some stuffs up in there so it growed it real good, right? Make a nice flavor. But thing is, when you got a lot of stuffs in your bread, and then it don't rise all the way up, so I want to get my bread to rise up a little bit more, having this trouble. And I know I'm old Papa John, I'm going to fix it right up, you know what I mean? I thought I'd get a little special to a little bit of rye flour, you know. You know, Chef John come out here and say, well, why don't you make your rye flour? I'm like, well, Chef John, he got some good ideas. See, I know all about the fillings, and I knows all that from Maria Fazal. Maria, I miss that girl. So anyway, so we went to, you know, but Chef, he's smart. He be thinking things I never think of. A lemon cap. Who would think about cutting just the top of a lemon off and then putting it back on, and it would save their lemon for like 2 weeks? Who would think of that? You know, you gotta be around to think the same thing like that. You ever heard him talk about the science of popcorn? That man get a little crazy about his popcorn. He'd be all like, ooh, and it gets down, and it blows up, and that's boom, and amount of steam, and it's 700, 800 degrees, and blowing it, 1,000, and then everything around it, and fire. He getting in there with it. Telling you. So we done go down to the little village, you know, and they got igloos just like the Eskimos, but they look like bumps because they live out, you know. And they done made like 4 of them in a row for me, so I could like climb in and then lay down and then turn on my side. And then they have them like, they were smart. They like built them in like almost like little tunnels sometimes, you know. And then, you know, they come in there and then we had some hot cocoa, because they got like microwaves and, you know, all that up in there. And then, you know, they put the little marshmallows in it because they got that Swiss Miss, you know what I mean? And you know, they's a fine people, man. Oh, but they kept shutting their eyes and I'd run into them. And I just, you know, and I just, so, you know, the next day, we was going to go on a hunt. Okay? And I said, what y'all gonna hunt? Because I figured they gonna hunt something, you know. I'm like, man, there ain't nothing up here but no rabbits and, you know, you ain't got no penguins up here. They's on the other end of the planet. And I'm like, man, what y'all gonna eat? You gonna get some fish, I guess, or some seal or something. And he said, we like to eat them whale. And I'm like, whale? How the heck did you little fella gonna eat a whale? He said, we pop down through blowhole. Very sneaky. Now I done look at this little fella. And I'm like, man, they just on the surprising me all the time. Yeah. Yes, they do, yeah. They surprise me, telling me things. And it's just exasperated. I mean, they trying to tell me how they gonna get this thing, right? Well, what they do is they get 2 really, really big ice cubes or iceberg things, but they flat on the bottom, right? And then they make this runway that go down the ice, right? But in the middle of it, they got this really, really stretchy stuff. And they says it come from inside of a critter. And they said it's kind of some kind of gut or something, you know. But this stuff is really stretchy. And so what they do is they start sending these 2 big old ice things down. And this was the trick. Okay, this was the trick. Now they done greased up a little pygmy, right? And they had him in this little seat, right? And he was in that stretchy thing. And he was hanging on, and he had these spike things on his feet, right? And all the other pygmies is hanging on him, and one of them's got a rope on him, right? Like this, right? And then them things start sliding down. Now, you looking and they sliding this way, but there's a ramp right here, right? And there are other pygmies on the other side, and they doing this dance, and they throwing these things, and these little krills, and they're saying, no. They saying it all at once, because all the krill, they say the same thing at the same time. Oh, no. And the krill screaming like that is what make the big old whale come up, and he said, "Whoa," right? And he said, little bitty pygmy people, and the big old whale up in there, and he come down, and he crashed in the water, and at least half the pygmy people got washed away by a 2-foot wave. And then the one guy was there, and he was holding on, and then he started running. And he started running, just that one guy with the rope holding on, and then vice versa side, and then all of a sudden, and then the guy with the rope let go, whoop. And that little pygmy went zoom and hit that ramp and went zoom way up in the sky. And see, you know how things get small when they go way up? Well, he got real small because he's a pygmy. And he done shot his eyes. And he looked like a little white angel up there. I swear he was so pretty. And he said, oh. And then he started coming down. He looked like going faster. And he was like aiming. And that whale was coming down like. And then the blowhole opened, and that pygmy went poof right in the blowhole. And the whale started making a bucket spool out like that in the water. And his tail come flipping out of the water. And his head is all like, and he like, oh mama. Because that's what the whale was saying, really. You know, I mean, they's beautiful creatures, you know. But, you know, this is a pygmy. I just was there watching it, amazed. Yeah. That's what happened. That's how we got some whale steak. And that's how they got the fat and they made the oil. Now they made the, You're crazy, man. Poor whale. I ain't never seen no whale make some faces like that, except for that one time when that, when that zebra got, he made some faces too. And the elephant, he made some faces too. But when you see a whale make faces, damn, because it's as big as a house. It's not like you seen a face on TV and you were like, ooh, that's scary. You know what I mean? It's not like you seen a big old bear and be like, and he make a scary face like, yo, you'd be like, ooh, you know what I mean? Trying to scare you off and all of that. But I'm talking about like something really scary, like as big as a house going. Just that right there, you run to the toilet yourself. You'd be like, dang, I got more hot stuff in my stomach here, but that's what he probably thinking too. He probably thinking I got run to the toilet, but I mean, he living in it, but I don't want to get into all that. But anyway, that's how we had some whale steak. Now I done massages for a while, and the rye flour is a very sticky flour. Rye flour has a low protein content, but it has a high flavor. I like some rye flour. I want it high flavor. So we also add a little bit of Parmesan to this, a little salt, a little yeast, and I'll be damned if I break character for nobody. I ain't doing this shit in the top. Oh, Papa John on the jawbone. I don't be wild. You know what I mean? Y'all know old Papa John don't mess around. Yeah. I got my Pygmy people back, and they right here, right now. They on the table, man. Mess around, see what up. All these little knives come up, you know what I mean? And one fella, he got a big old gun. Every time he shoot it, he go bouncing down the road on the booty for like 30, 40 miles. I mean, 40 feet, yeah. Or maybe like a quarter mile or so, you know, 30, 40 feet, quarter mile. Yeah. Every time he shoot it, it's a big old double barrel. And what he does, he put quarters in that thing, and he put some extra in there. Yeah. That little Pygmy, he get ready to shoot it, right? And he start falling. And he waits until he's almost to the ground. And then he goes, boom! And that thing says, shoo! And his little booty goes, boop, 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 boop. And then you see him going down the road. But he usually hit what he aim at. He's a little soldier, you know what I mean? Well, Papa John gonna go ahead and finish this up here, and I'm going to see you later. We're gonna make a chicken white pizza with a pepperoni. I got some cheese in here and some garlic and some vanilla, and I used a little bit of the rye flour, and I used like about 1.5 part some regular old white bread flour. Yeah, I've been using that unbleached flour a lot over a Winco. That's some good stuff, man. Some good stuff. Yeah. If you's old and you don't know how to do a little cooking, get up over in that bulk section and you come out there with some food. I'm telling you, right? All right. That's what we doing now, right there. I'm gonna take that. Grease me up a little bowl. We're gonna have a little piece later. All right. Yeah. You know, a whale tastes like frozen pond chicken. But everything tastes like some kind of chicken. Right? Everything tastes like some kind of chicken. Please. Oh, y'all. I got lots for y'all. Y'all like my stories. Y'all be laughing. I be laughing too sometimes, you know, because them Pygmy people, they just proud people, man. You know, I mean, gee, woo. And then, boy, let me tell you about the time that they started having this party up in the snow, and they was playing tag, and I swear they put something in their drink, because, you know, the only time I ever seen the Pygmy people float or fly was when there was a reason, you know, with the electrocution, or with the shooting through the cannon, but this time they put something in there, and I was watching the little Pygmy. He come up in the air and he started turning around like that, and then his eyes got real big, and then it went back in his head, and his nose and his mouth was big, and then he ran and his feet, and I was trying to talk to him, and every time that little albino chief would say something, he would blink and he would move, and then he'd open his eyes, and I'd be like, what the hell? And they kept disappearing. And really wasn't no fun for me, because at least if you down there, you can see them eye to eye if they open their eyes. But when you up here and they go like this and squint, you can't see them at all. Them little albino bastards be running all. I like them people, but damn it, I can't catch none of them. They be like, tag you it. And I'm like, where the hell? Who keeps touching me? I don't see nobody. Y'all throwing snowballs at me or something. I am not it. They always try to get me play game. All right, y'all. Papa John. Much love, America. We're going to keep it strong. You know, we're going to rise up out of this ghetto and get some peace on. Yeah. We're going to get out with the ladies and be like, get the pizza, get the... Yeah, I'll be doing that Lindy back in the day. I'll be working on that lady back in the day. I'll be doing the Lindy. I'll be doing the twist. Do the bird. Yeah, we know all that. All right, y'all. I just, I like to dance with the lady and all that. Make me happy. Peace, y'all.